You're in your chiropractor's office, and that is great. And sitting there with your family too, right? All waiting to get checked by your chiropractor and get adjusted. Ah, there's that word you hear so often, adjusted, or the chiropractic adjustment. I know your chiropractor told you specifically about the adjustment and your care, but did you truly understand? If you did, that's great. But you may have forgotten the details of what the adjustment actually does. So, to refresh your memory so you can share the chiropractic story with greater conviction, let's join Dr. John Murray right now. Dr. Murray?
So, what is the chiropractic adjustment? You're sitting there in the waiting room, and most of you maybe have been adjusted, and maybe others are new patients who haven't been adjusted yet, but even still, what is the adjustment? Well, the adjustment is the focal point of chiropractic. The adjustment is how we administer our care. Through analysis, through physical findings, the chiropractor is going to determine where you have areas of neurologic interference. We call that a subluxation. Two vertebrae adjacent to one another, out of alignment, causing pressure on nerves, interfering with the flow of life from the brain to the body and the body to the brain. So it's not just about popping bones or cracking bats. That has nothing to do with it. It's about activating the flow of life in your body. That's different things to different people. Some people call it a life force. In chiropractic, we call it an innate intelligence. There's an intelligence in every living thing that runs the physiology of the body without the body even having to think about it. How did your scrambled eggs today become new eyelids? I don't know, but your innate intelligence did. So the idea is the chiropractor wants to find out where there's an interference to this flow of energy. Every tissue, every cell, every organ, every gland has to receive this flow of life energy for you to be optimally healthy. Okay, so that's our goal. Our goal is not to treat your symptoms. Those will come along for the ride if it's within the guise of innate wisdom to correct those symptoms. But the key thing is we're going to remove interference, and that's done by administering an adjustment. So the adjustment involves finding out where the spine is out of balance, where there is a subluxation. It may be in the upper neck. It may be in the lower neck. It could be in the pelvis. It is where it is, and it's going to be demonstrated or revealed to the chiropractor through his objective analysis, which might be palpation, leg checks, instrumentation. There's many different forms of analysis depending upon the technique that your chiropractor uses. They all work. But the key thing is, what differentiates us from any other healing art is the adjustment. So here's what it is. He finds out where the spine is out of alignment, and then gently with his hands introduces a force that is in the right place at the right time and the right amount of force. It's a transfer of energy that you administer with the patient. You're not just adjusting them and just pounding on them. You're administering a gentle force that their body can accept. That's the key thing. He's going to be sensitive to what your body needs. It's individualized. So when we find out where the nerve interference is, our goal is to remove it by administering the adjustment. The adjustment can be done by hand. Chiropractic actually means to do by hand. He might use an instrument. He may use blocks. He or she may use blocks. But it's all an application of force. We can't do it over the phone. That's why you have to keep your appointments too, okay? It just doesn't happen over the phone. We got to get you on the table and work on you. So it means to do by hand. So as we adjust you, we want to make that transfer of energy as gentle and as accepted by your body as possible. If you think about it, have you ever seen a track meet and you've got the 4x100 meter dash? That's the race where there's one lap around the track and 4 men or women split up the work by passing a baton. So they each run a leg in this relay race. Well, if that baton passer can lay that baton right out there and the runner takes it and goes off without any break in his stride, that's what we want. I want you to envision that. We want to introduce a force that your body accepts without any resistance. And so you carry on and you run around the track. If that baton passer's flapping it around, it's not as accurate a baton pass, and the body might not accept it as well. So your chiropractor is going to be painstakingly accurate in terms of how he administers the force to your body. The easier your body accepts it, the more good things your body can do with it. Because here's how it works. It's not just moving a bone, okay? We work on the spine, but the idea is that you're activating energy within the body. When we set the spine free in the periphery, what you're actually doing is opening up the nerve channels. Sensory information comes back to the brain from that point in the spine where the chiropractor has worked. And the brain either recognizes that which just has been done, the adjustment, as either helping or hurting. In the case of chiropractic, we're always going to do it right so you feel good. And your body's going to say, hey, that's a good thing. Now I'm going to generate energy to keep that body in a healing mode, okay? So the idea is make the correction in the periphery, work on the hardware, so to speak. And once we do that, what we're after is a software upgrade up in the brain, okay? The brain's saying, wow, I didn't know I could do that in a while. I've forgotten that I could function to that capability or to that level. Well, now the brain sends energy down and activates physiology that sustains that correction. But even more important than that, any part of the body that is bathed by that nerve energy is going to improve in its function. Here's something to remember. A lot of people come to chiropractors because they have a backache or a neck ache or a headache. But the same nerves that go to the outside, to your back, that might cause you a musculoskeletal symptom, also those same nerves send branches into your organs. And they're going to benefit from this healing energy as well. So it's all about just removing the interference, and then your body figures out where the healing needs to take place. Your body knows. Something that can be hard to understand sometimes with the patient is that their healing might not occur at a pace or a speed that they want. Usually people want to be better in one adjustment. It usually doesn't happen. Most of the time it takes some time. There's even instances, we call it retracing, where you'll go back through old injury symptom complexes and you'll feel old stuff come back and you'll say, wow, what happened, you know? But that's part of the healing process, okay? Sometimes it might be uncomfortable to go through a healing process, but it's okay. You got to trust your body. You got to have some faith. You got to keep your appointments. You probably were referred to this chiropractor by a close friend of yours who you trust. Have some trust, have some faith, and keep your appointments, and you'll see positive results.